Okay, for two vectors to be parallel essentially means that I've got one here, and then I've got, I mean, because they're just direction vectors, essentially, that they could be anywhere, and I just have to have that one is a multiple of another one for them to be parallel. So I've got to maybe think, I don't want it to be exactly the same as 2, 1. You don't tend to say that they're parallel. So I wanted to maybe be something like 4, 2, because that's twice as much. Or maybe 6, 3. Okay, so I'm just going to go with those ones. So if B is equal to so if that's equal to -1 and that's equal to 0, then that would give me 4, 2. So that one works. And if I want to get 6, 3, then I'm going to need to go with 1 and 1, because then I will add those two vectors together. I'm assuming that you're confident with your adding of vectors here. I basically thought, what am I going to add to 5 to give 6? What am I going to add to 2 to give 3? It's going to be 1 and 1. That's the vector that I'm interested in. And there's lots of other answers. So the next one would be, I mean, it doesn't even have to be whole numbers, but 8 and 4 would be 3 and 2. That would be another possible answer. There's actually an infinite number of solutions here, but I've just gone with some that kind of, some of the smallest kind of solutions. Okay, we've got another vector question here. Find the value of m and the value of n in this situation. Well, when you multiply a vector, let's say it's 2, 1. If you multiply it through by 2, you are doubling the length of that vector. And what it becomes is it becomes 4, 2. We basically multiply this by this and this by this. So here we get a similar sort of thing going on. We get 4m plus 5n 2n equals 12, 6. And it must be that the x parts of the vectors are equal. So 4m plus 5n equals 12. And it must be that the y parts are equal. So m plus 2n equals 6. And what we get are simultaneous equations. I think it's just going to be easiest to just simply multiply this one by 4, because then I make the m's the same. I get 4m plus 8n equals 20. What am I doing? 20, 24. And then I'm going to write that other one below it. 4m plus 5n still equals 12. Okay, now I'm going to subtract these. So I'm going to subtract the left-hand sides. I'm going to subtract the right-hand side. Process of elimination. This is the method of elimination. This is called. So I get 3n equals 12, and n equals 4. Then I can substitute it back in. I can substitute it back into this one. So it must be that m plus 2 times 4 plus 8 equals 6. And I'm going to get that m is equal to -2. Okay, so a vector question becomes a simultaneous equations question, but we can still deal with it, and that's our answer.